So we are studying the chapter Weathering the Storm in SMR. Is it not? So the first part of that I have already sent on Saturday. Have you watched? One video I had sent on Saturday. Have you seen that video? No. If you have not seen, you can go home and see that video. Already I have uploaded a video on Saturday, and first part of that we have studied. So this chapter is about a boy who has caught up in a situation when there was a heavy rain. There was a very heavy rain and storm, and when there was a continuous rain, he had gone to one of his friend's house, and he was staying in his friend's house. And when he was in his friend's house, then it started to rain, and the rain was so powerful, or so much rain was there that the entire floor was fully filled with water. Their house, which he was staying, was fully filled with water. So they had to stand on the top of the roof, or they were living on the roof. And the building was somewhat it was like a little good house. That is why it was not fallen down. But his neighbors or the nearby houses, all the houses have been collapsed. And it was continuous rain. There was no any food and any other things were not there. And some coconut trees had fallen down to the roof of this house, and they were plucking the coconut trees and eating that and surviving on the top of the roof. And after 2 days, the rain stopped and the water level was decreasing. So at that time he thought of he is belonging to another village. He came to that city area where his friend was there. And he wanted to go back to his village to see whether his family members and other people are safe. So, and he wanted to go back and see his house is there or not. So, see, like this house is a somewhat strong house, big, nice building was there. But in the villages, you know, the houses and the buildings and all are made of mud and all. You know, so there are in the villages you might have seen that people are making houses with the mud. Their wall, not like the concreted walls and all may not be there, but they make the wall itself with the mud. Have you seen such houses? Okay, so you might have seen in the villages it is found, and on the roof and all they make say with the that grass and all they use for covering the top. You know, so such type of building and all will be there, and if continuous rain and all will be there, so then you can see that these houses cannot survive in the continuous rain, and if fully water is there, in that they will not be able to survive. If a strong building is there, if it is a very strong building, then also sometimes it may not be able to continue for a very long time if continuous rain and storm and all these type of things are there, if trees are falling or such kind of issues are there, then some houses may not be able to survive. But if the house is very strong enough, then only it can be survived. So here he was there, and he wanted to go back to his village to see whether his family members are safe or not. And he was getting ready to go, but the friend's house, the members of the friend's house, they were not ready to send him because they know that it is very dangerous, because the water is not fully has not gone down, means the level of water has decreased, but still there is water, like almost like 1 meter level water is there. And you know, see, like if you are walking on the street, on the field and all, there are see, like if the full area is fully filled with water, and if from here to if you have to go that side, then that road we are having is a little high. So on the road there may be like if you are walking on the road, then water level will be low. But if you fall to that side, if you are going away from the road, then in that field area the water level will be more. You know, so you will fall into water. And also on the on when you are walking, there may be some like glass pieces or some sticks or some type of things will be there. Some some snakes or such kind of things may be there. So it is not that easy, or it is not good to travel in the water soon after the rain. So his friends or his friends, family members, they told him not to go, but he was not ready to listen, and he wanted to go, so he started going. He equipped himself. It is on the page number 38, last paragraph. He equipped himself a long sturdy stick and then started on his 18-kilometer expedition back to his village through the swollen flood waters. It was a journey he would never forget. He constantly had to use his stick to locate the road, to determine where the water was most shallow. At places it was waist deep and progress was slow. At several points he lost the road and had to swim. After some distance, he was relieved to find two friends of his uncle who were also returning to their village. They decided to move ahead together. So when he was, in order to take support, he took a very long and a very powerful stick so that he can touch with that and understand whether how much water level is there. And when he was walking, you can see up to the waist, the water was there in some places. And sometimes he, as I told you, like if you are walking on that road and if you are falling down to the field area, so there may be some road area will be there. So, but at the water, when full water is there, we cannot identify where the road is. So he will be touching with the stick and understanding, and in such a way he is walking. But he is not able to locate the road. In some places he cannot locate the road, so he may fall into the water and he had to swim and come back to the road. So when he is moving to opposite side or any other side out of the road, if he is going, then he will water level is very much high there, so he cannot stand there. So he has to swim and come back to the road. So he was coming, he was traveling, and he had to travel 18 kilometers. So the village of his house is his village is 18 kilometers. Like from here to Bafnan, you can see, so from here to Bafnan around 18 to 20 kilometers are there, So such a distance is there, and see, like walking and going this much distance in the normal place, normal climate or normal time also is not that easy. 18 kilometers walking is not an easy job, So if some are coming from 2 kilometers and 1 kilometer distance, and some are cycling and coming, and you know that it is not that easy to walk, So if early morning, if you have to get up and walk, and if it is very cold, and if you are walking in this climate, you feel so much tired, and if it is hot climate, then again it is all the more difficult. So walking 18 kilometers is not an easy job, and see, like if the water is fully up to the waist level, water is there. So in that in that much water, walking 18 kilometers is a very complicated task. Okay. So he had no other way, and he was going forward. And while he was moving forward, he found there are two other friends of his uncle. Two elderly people also was there, and they were also going to the village. So he got a companion, and they thought of going together. If you are going alone, it is difficult. But when there are some friends or together, if you are going, then it is a little more easier. So if someone is falling, then there may be somebody else to help or support. So such kind of a situation will be there. So he thought of going together with the other two friends of his uncle. As they waded through the waters, the scenes they witnessed grew more and more macabre. They had to push away many human bodies, men, women, children, and cascades of dogs, goats, and cattle that the current swept against them as they moved ahead. In every village they passed, they could barely see a house standing. Prashant now wept out loud and long. He was sure that his family could not have survived the catastrophe. So when they were moving forward, their moving was becoming so much complicated, and they had to see very very fearful images. So when they are walking in the water, they are able to see. They see the dead bodies. Okay, dead bodies of men, women, and children. All these dead bodies are there, and even some animals like cows or buffaloes and dogs or cats. All these pet animals and all are there. Those are also died, and they are also just lying in the water, and they have to move in that water. So when they are moving, and this one is seen. So seeing a dead body itself is not a pleasant thing. So like even if somebody says that some of your relatives or anybody dies, and if you are going to see them in their family, it is not a good thing to do, good thing to see. So we don't feel very happy to see. If you are going for a marriage function, we feel so much amount of enjoyment. But when you are going to a burial ceremony, if you happen to see a place where somebody died, and if you have to go and see that, so it is very painful situation. So somebody died, and even if they are maybe very old person, maybe there, and you may not be much familiar with that person also. But also when you see that person, somebody died and lying down there, and some other relatives are sitting around and they are crying, and all their faces are very much sad. So looking into this scene is a very tough task, isn't it? So, but we have to go. Sometimes we may have to face. And imagine that if you are going into a place where 2-3 so many dead bodies are lying on the water simply, and it is already the decayed ones, not like died 2-3 days before. The dead bodies started getting decayed, and so much amount of stingy smell and all will be. So such type of problems will be there. So when you are going forward in the water, so he was just moving like that, and he found that the people around in that water, there was some dead bodies there, and some dead bodies of the animals, and some trees, pieces of some trees, and so many other things are there. So when he is walking, he found it very difficult. And whenever he saw, when they are walking, they covered some small villages. And in a village, whichever village they have seen, they found that nothing remaining in the village. All their buildings have been collapsed. People are not there. No, on the way you can see, like if you are going from here to some places, you will find there are some villages you will be covering. So in that there are still some houses will be there, some people are there, so many things are there on the way, so that you can see. But when he was going, he found that nothing is remaining there. All the buildings, there were so many houses were there, but those houses are not seen. All the things are collapsed. People were there, they might have died, or they might have run away to another place. So nothing is seen. And it was a fearful image was coming into his mind. He started to cry. So he was thinking that his family members also might not have survived. So the situation is so much complicated, and his village condition is also similar. So it is not, he is not having very strong house or anything is not there, and he thought that his village also might have faced the same situation, and same type of problems will be there. Okay, so he started to cry, and he was unable to face this situation. So he was feeling very sad about about his own family. Eventually, Prashant reached his village, Kaligoda. His heart went cold. Where their home once stood, there was only remnants of its roof. Some of their belongings were caught, mangled, and twisted in the branches of trees, just visible above the dark waters. Young Prashant decided to go to the Red Cross shelter to look for his family. So when at last he reached his village, and when he reached his village, the scene that he had seen was very complicated. He could not he could not find his house there. So the house which was there, so the location, where his house is there. So when he went and saw the house, so the house was not there. Only some roof, means only some part of that house is there. Some part of that house only is remaining. Remaining all the house is fully destroyed. Some clothes and other type of things which was kept in the house was lying on the, means just caught up on the trees, and also it was like water level has come up. So these things might have gone and went in the water and caught up in the trees, and some clothes and other type of things are there. All these type of things are caught up in the trees and just settled there. And remaining things, nothing is seen there, and none of his family members are found there. No thing is there. So his house is fully destroyed, and he thought that his family members might have died. But there was in that area there was this when there is flood or such type of problems are there. So these Red Cross and government officials or these people, they will come for rescuing people, and they will take them to a place where there is no water and all. So they will be giving them some shelter, some tent or something will be made, and they will be staying in that such kind of things. So there was a Red Cross shelter was there, and he thought of going there and seeing whether they are there or not. Okay. Among the first people he saw in the crowd was his maternal grandmother, weak with hunger. She rushed to him, her hands outstretched, her eyes brimming. It was a miracle. They had long given him up for dead. So when they went there, the first person that they have seen, there are many people in the shelter, and only the first person that he has seen is the maternal grandmother. So the grandmother, she was very old, and she was so much weak because for a few days she might not have received proper food and all, and she is already very old, and such a situation is there, and she was there. And when he saw her, she felt very much happy because she is almost about to die. Such a person is there, and she could even survive. So then he can expect that other family members might have also escaped. Quickly, word spread and his extended family gathered around him and hugged him tight in relief. Prashant anxiously scanned the motley battered group. His brother and sister, his uncles and aunts, they all seem to be there. So soon after that, there are other members also was there. So his family members, all of them have come. His aunties and his brother, sister, uncle, aunts, and other family members, all they have survived. So these people, they were picked up from the village, and they were given shelter by the Red Cross, so that is why they could survive. So if they were staying in their own house, then they would have died, but they had some place like that. So they were able to survive. So all these members were there, so he was so much surprised to see them and very happy. By the next morning, as he took in the desperate situation in the shelter, he decided to get a grip over himself. He sensed a deadly grief setting upon the 2,500 strong crowd in the shelter. 86 lives were lost in the village. All the 96 houses had been washed away. It was their fourth day at the shelter. So far they had survived on green coconuts, but there were too few to go around such a tumult of people. So the next day, the next morning, he could see that the shelter, and there was some kind of confusion, some kind of problems were there, because around 2,500 people are there in that shelter. So like if one building may be there, or some school or some common building will be there, in that they have given the refuge. And when that government comes, or people, when they bring some kind of food items and all, they might have brought, and this is the fourth day that they are there, so they don't have any food items, and they were also surviving with these coconuts which was fallen down. So that was there, and 2,500 people are there. So in order to feed them is a very complicated task. So they don't have a sufficient amount of food for this much big members. And all of their houses had been fully spoiled. Around 86 people died in their village, and all their houses have been fully vanished. No houses remaining. And all these people which were there, they were taken to the shelter, and that is why they were able to survive. Prashant, all of 19 years, decided to step in as a leader of his village. If no one else did, he organized a group of youths and elders to jointly pressurize the merchant once again to part with his rice. This time the delegation succeeded and returned triumphantly. Wading through the receding waters with food for the entire shelter, no one cared that the rice was already rotting. Branches from fallen trees were gathered to light a reluctant and slow fire, on which to cook the rice. For the first time in 4 days, the survivors at the cyclone shelter were able to fill their bellies. His next task was to organize a team of youth volunteers to clean the shelter of filth, urine, vomit, and floating carcasses, and to tend the wounds and fractures of the many who had been injured. So they did not have a food to eat. They were surviving with the coconuts, and they had no other food items to eat. So they did not have rice or any wheat or anything are not there. All the things which was there, everything was fully spoiled. And there was a merchant, there was a shopkeeper nearby, and in his shop there was some rice, some food items was there. And first time when they had already asked, the other members had already asked him to give these food items, but he or the merchant was not ready to give it. And he made a group of young members. So there are so many members are there, and in that some youngsters are there. So he himself became as a leader. Nobody was becoming a leader, or nobody was taking an initiative to go and ask or pressurize the person to collect the rice or bring the things like that. So there was no any, like it is, people just gather like that. There are no any organizing or any leadership or anything is not there. So he had to make a group of members, and he gathered some number of people, and he became the leader of that members, and all of them joined together and went to see a merchant and asked him and took some rice. So they collected some rice from that merchant. And this rice also was not of very good quality, and all it was not there because this rice was stored in the maybe in the some godown and all, and the godown also was filled with water, so it started getting decayed, so it is getting spoiled. But when there is nothing, then if something is there, that is also for 4 days they had not eaten any food, or any rice or anything was not there. So for a person who is starving for 4 days, getting something, at least even rotten or whatever may be, that will be enough. So they felt very happy, and they had brought the this food, rice, and they started cooking. They did not have like a stove or other things are not there, so they collected some branches, some firewood and all they have collected, and with that they started making fire. And that also it was not burning properly because all these things are already wet in the water. So they had to collect and they started burning, and they cooked the rice, so they could at least fill up the stomach of every members in that shelter. So this was the first task that he did. Then the second task that he had to do is that there was like the entire area was not clean, so he had to collect a group of members and clean up the entire space, so the place where they were staying. So see, like when such kind of a situation is there, some people will get vomiting, some have some problems like that. So all these things are there. So they don't have a toilet and all, for proper place is not there. So they are urinating or doing all things in the shelter itself. So all this entire area is fully dirty, and if they survive, this is another problem that people are facing. So like even if we are surviving in the situation like this much, a flood situation is there, and even if we survive, the main problem that we face is that if the area is not clean, there will be some kind of diseases. Some after that, like some dead bodies are lying down, some this human waste is there, all these type of things are there. It started decaying, then from that some virus, bacteria and all will start spreading, and it will affect the people, and they don't have so much amount of immunity power and all not there, because they don't have proper food and all. So they will get sickness, and because of the sickness people will die. So this is another problem. So they had to clean up the entire space where they were living. So then they had to collect a group of members. So again he gathered some another group of members, and some volunteers also asked people to join in that group, and he collected some members, and they started cleaning the entire area. And there was like some dead bodies and all were there. Then they had to bury that, and some people had already injured, their legs and hands and all are broken, or some have got injured, so they had to do some treatment for them. So all these type of activities they had done. On the 5th day, a military helicopter flew over the shelter and dropped some food parcels. It then did not return. The youth task force gathered empty utensils from the shelter. Then they deputed the children to lie in a sand left by the waters around the shelter with these utensils on their stomach to communicate to the passing helicopters that they were hungry. The message got through, and after that the helicopter made regular rounds of the shelter, airdropping food and other basic needs. So after that, the next day, the fifth day, they found that, see, like if like some flood situation and all is there, so in order to watch that or in order to observe if there is any surviving people, in order to save them, the military helicopters, they will, if the people cannot handle the situation, if the government cannot handle the situation, they take the help of military. So these military members, they will come and they will have helicopters, and with the helicopter they will be flying and seeing to it that there are people, if there are any people surviving, or if anybody is locked up any places like on the roof of the building or anything like that, if anybody is living, then they will give them, at least sometimes they will try to lift them up and bring them to a common place, and if they are unable to do that, at least they will provide some food items to them. So they will they will make it into basket like food and all, they parcel it and they drop it, and even if it is dropping, it will not break in such a way, it will be packed and they will drop it. So from the helicopter they will drop. So some food items had been dropped, and but that was not sufficient for them. And after the helicopter had gone, and after that they had not returned. So they thought that only this many number of members are there, they are unable to identify, and they could not understand that. So they dropped a few food items, and after that they left. So in order to invite them, so they cannot communicate to them, so what they did is that they called some children and made them to lie down on the floor, and kept some empty utensils, vessels on their stomach. You can see the picture there. So in that picture you can see how they are lying down. So such a way they were lying on the floor, and the helicopters were going from the top, so that the people were able to understand that these people are feeling hungry, so they don't have anything, and they feel they are in need of food. So when the helicopter passed, then they could understand that this is their need, and they need of food is there. So they started, after that they regularly started coming to that area and started dropping food items. Prashant found that a large number of children had been orphaned. He brought them together and put up a polythene sheet shelter for them. Women were mobilized to look after them, while the men secured food and materials for the shelter. So see, like there are some members are there. So some of them, their father, mother both have lost. They became orphaned. They don't have anyone. And some people, some mothers, they lost their children. Some like husband, wife were there. Also, wife is died or husband is died. They became single. So such type of people are there. So different type of members are there. So he gathered all these orphan children, the children, those who have lost their father, mother, and all. And they had made another particular shelter, and they were staying in that place. And the children or the mothers or the like abandoned people, or means like husband is died and only mother is surviving, such type of people are there. So they were appointed for taking care of these children. And the male members, men were appointed for collecting the food items and arranging food items for them. So such a way they have arranged, all the materials will be brought. So such a way they started living a proper lifestyle. Okay, the remaining things we'll study in the next class.